So this video is very personal. It's mostly just wanting to seek advice from anyone who might understand or hopefully professional and give me some guidance or advice. So I'm feeling very frustrated and upset right now because an argument happened and it's the same thing that argued before, and I was very sure that I was able to control myself or just consciously have things differently, and it didn't went that way. So and this suddenly make me question myself, makes me question if I'm actually ever able to have a stable relationship or just a relationship when I feel like I can just be myself and not thinking that like I am less of a person. So the problem here that I am thinking, and it might possibly true, is that am I a narcissistic person that I am having trouble to be empathetic, or just overall being more sensitive towards people's emotions? Because I honestly feel like I can feel all kinds of emotions, and usually very, very strong ones, but it's always very overwhelming that I can only think about my own emotions or feel about my own emotions, and then I react in a certain way that how I feel without actually thinking about others, because other people also have feelings too. What happened is, like, I was playing League of Legends, and by the way, I already deleted the game. It was a good run. It's okay. I'm not gonna play it. I'm not gonna play it again. I uninstall it. Because I was playing this one game with my boyfriend, and it was even on the stream. And at the end, he was like, "I'm not gonna play another one because you're toxic." And I feel very frustrated, and then I just say, okay, then I go play solo queue then. At that moment, I'm just really frustrated. In my head, I was thinking about, oh, how he enjoyed the games are the way that completely not the way I enjoy the game. Like, it's almost basically the way that he's enjoying the game is how I suffer. And I think it's stupid because playing a game should be enjoyable for everybody. So I came to the conclusion that, oh, well, we talked about this before and we try and it doesn't work, so we should not play it together ever again. And then if I think deeper, if I don't play with him ever again, and then I, let's say, play alone, what is the point of playing alone? It's nothing particularly good for me. That's why I stopped playing the game for a while, because there are many more other things in life that are healthier and more joyful and bring out the better me when I am doing those things instead of playing this game. Even though, let's say, maybe 60% of the time that I'm enjoying it, I'm occupied by it, I have progress and all these things, but I'm for sure not approaching the game how he approached the game, like, at all. So there is a problem there. And in reality, in real life, a game like this is just a game. Yes, I thought of trying to make more content around it or whatever it is, but it's not worth it when I am now crying and making a video like this, and then I'm having an argument with my boyfriend and have the risk of basically breaking up over this. I mean, not about a game. It's about how I am when I'm playing the game and how he absolutely triggered by it. So there's so many moments to me that I wasn't even thinking. Like, for example, right now I'm not making excuses. I'm just trying to give you examples what we were arguing. Was that I said our combo or their combo, I forgot. I just think the combo are very cancerous. So mind you, if you ever actually play this game, you know the community of the lingo is very. It's something that you don't say in real life. Like I wouldn't like go on in my life saying like, oh, the R word, or like, oh, this is cancer and all blah blah blah. It's literally I play and consume too much of the content and the community and the thing that around using the lingo, and I have been basically poisoned by it, and it's surprisingly ingrained in the brain. I just pick up and say those things. And I think normally, if a normal person hear all these words and all these things, they probably will be taken off as like, wow, who are you? Why are you saying this word? Why, like it sounds horrible and all these things. And I totally understand, because there are also many moments that a friend will play this game and he is even more so using those words and just throwing it around. And even I will feel like, oh wow, chill out, like I wouldn't keep saying that, you know. So I understand that is definitely bad, you know. But when I'm playing that game, I wasn't thinking it at all how sensitive this related to the background of the other person. It's basically just triggered him, and at that moment he was saying like, oh, Kaki, don't say that, you know, there are people actually have cancers. And I said, yes, a lot of people die from that. I say something very similar along the line, because I was thinking it in a way that like I don't feel like it's a problem to use that word in that scenario. Like I don't take it so seriously. But that doesn't sit well at all with my boyfriend, because we have a complete different feelings, we're different individuals' perspective, and I was really concentrated on the game itself, to play it right, to whatever it is. That's how I've always been. That I am, when I'm playing this game, I'm focusing, trying my best to do things right, and I just say whatever it is that it's pointing out the things, and it's toxic or rude or whatever. The problem is sometimes I don't even feel like I'm toxic. I think that is also one of the biggest problem. I'm whiny. That is true. I was flaming. That's also true. But I feel like I am not. I'm feeling like I'm just being annoying, that I'm demanding, and I am what is the word? Like I wouldn't say like, you play like dog shit or whatever. I don't say those things. I'm just saying like, oh, you have to do this. No, don't do that. No, come here, do this. Like it's definitely not a good experience if you're playing with me, if you're saying something to the other person. I definitely agree with that. And that alone, that makes me realize that I cannot play this game again with him. And in the longer term, what is the point to keep playing the game that is cultivating this part of me, you know? Like, I'm not saying like, no, I'm not this kind of person. I'm only playing this game when I'm this person. No, this is something that is like part of you, part of me that is like that. And true that in real life, many moments, like, it would probably never really trigger it. Like, I could play competitive, I don't know, actually, if I play any other very competitive game, I might be, but it depends on how much, like, there's no any other things that I've done in life that I sink in so much time compared to this particular game. So let's say if I play a competitive table tennis game or any games, like, let's say I get frustrated, I did get mad and something like that, but I'm not gonna say or be all those things because I know well that I am not an expert. I know well that, like, the things that I don't know. So I wouldn't say anything. But with this game, it's like I spend so much time, so in certain level, so there are things that I can point out and see that is wrong, so I cannot stop myself from ignoring it and have to play together and then just overlooking it and then just enjoy the fact that people are gonna play the way they are, they're enjoying it. I do this when I'm trying my best to do this when I'm like doing solo queue. But like when you're playing pre-made, unless it's like with more people, I feel like it's just the fact that, like, okay, I care about how people think of me, so that's why if it's in a more people context, I would be more contained with myself. But the moment if I'm playing with the one that supposedly he's the, if not the closest one, that knows me, so and then I just full on being obnoxious, and that is wrong. That is wrong, and that is the reason why, you know, people talking about, like, why are you always being mean or rude to the people the closest to you, but when you're outside you're very, you know, you're very friendly, you're understanding, and all these things. This is like a red flag. Like, this is like something that I pay attention to, have been like this. I think it's also how the I feel like my parents are also like this. I'm not saying that, like, as an excuse. I'm trying to think about what makes me have been like this for the longest time and not seeing the problem. And I definitely see the problem now, and I don't do it nowadays. Actually, I mostly contain myself to watch, basically to watch what I say. And this real struggle happens here. I feel like I am lacking something, like how he or many other good friends around me who are very empathetic people, I feel like I'm lacking the naturally to feel what they're feeling. And that alone makes me question if I should or can ever be with anyone close. And I think that was like the reason, I think I brought it up during therapy once, that, like, am I too narcissistic to the core that even though if I try my best to do the right thing, say the right thing, the actual will be is just that, you know? And if that is the case, does it mean that it's better off for people to not be with me? Because then they might not know who they're actually with. They would think that, like, no, you know, Kaki is a chill girl and that, you know, that it's kind or whatever it is. And then in reality, and then the moment they realize that I'm struggling with all these things, and then they think, oh no, actually, this is not what I need. I need those things. And I say I try my best, and many times I feel like it just takes like asleep or me having a bad emotions moment or whatever, then I will become more destructive. And here I am, I'm even thinking to a point that, like, I think it's like a fear of abandonment, but trying to not feel scared and hurt. I'm trying to convince myself that, like, you know, if that is actually the case, then so be it. You know, be alone, and be alone is not that bad. Better than disappointing people or hurting people around me. I don't want to hurt people around me or disappoint people around me to things that they care the most, or that they are, that they are vulnerable. So in my head, I mean, I'm going to have a talk tomorrow, and I think this, let's say, the worst outcome, I mean, in my head, I know I'm having a catastrophic thinking right now, but I feel like this is just a way for me to prepare myself to to not get completely fucked up, because I don't know, I think acceptance is very needed in life to get over a lot of things. I'm also like struggling to take all the blame, because it is very difficult. Let's say I did the path of try to take the blame. They're thinking like, you know what? Yeah, it's on me. I could be different. That our experience would be different. But that doesn't work. I realize it doesn't work because I cannot lie to myself how the way that I would enjoy something or not enjoy something. I could be trying to play or be the way it is, but it's not how I enjoy it. And if I lied about it, then I'm not true to myself. So that's why I said, like, there is no solution for that. The only solution is that just stop playing this game. Because any other thing, it doesn't come in the same way. Like, I've done a lot of other many activities or games or whatever it is. Like, it's not. So that's why I think the frustration also comes from that. is that the narrative is that like you are the problem, you're toxic, you're flaming every time, and I'm just having fun. And I am, and even though I tried, I do not enjoy the way that it is. And he will just stay the same way that how he enjoyed the game. And he will not particularly like do things differently that how I wish it would be, because to him that's not how he enjoyed the game. And that is just that simple. And that is why I feel like it's tremendously on me, and I think it's unbalanced and unhealthy to force myself, and then once I slip or have anything that, you know, let's say just doesn't go into my way or doesn't go into his way in a different context, like different ways, it triggers the argument, it triggers the problems or hurt feelings and any other things. And so I think it's not worth it. But at the same time, that's why I feel like I have this feeling that I feel that it's unfair to me as well. I say it because I just say it to express my feeling. I feel that it's also unfair, that is completely on me to make only him enjoying the game. And that is fundamentally wrong, and it's like overcomplicating things as well. And it's I feel like it's completely fine that you have things that you do and that you don't do with your partners, you know. But when it comes to something that takes so much of your time, like I play too much of this game, so it becomes like a main part of how you pass time. And that is not how it works, you know. So that's why I think it's the right decision that I uninstall it and just stop playing it. You know, I don't lose anything if I stop playing this game. In fact, my life has always been better when I stop playing this game. But other than this game, it's more just like bringing out something deeper fundamentally about myself or about this relationship or about, it's just over about like it brings some questions, you know, it brings some questions. And there's another narrative that I feel very frustrating and overwhelming, is that he thinks if I am care about this game too much and seriously to play it right, it means that I care about the game more than care about him or the relationship. And it's just like fundamentally we're different. And I think it's so unfair that because he approached this game as a very casual person, like he doesn't play as much as I do, he doesn't play any ranks, it's just not the same. So it's very, very difficult. It would make me feel like I am in the wrong if I am more passionate and I care more about the game. And I think that creates so much pressure, because then I will become the bad person. Like I will become the bad person that like if I ever how I react to it, however, then you don't care about the relationship. And he did make also a good point that like this is also how not teamwork works, you know, teamwork or playing a team sport. But when I play team sport, I also don't like this game is very specific. Like this game, you don't see the person in person. Like you literally just on the screen and playing with people. And I already try so hard. I already changed a lot. Like nowadays when I play, I don't really argue with people. Like many people even flame me in the past. I always flame back or whatever. Now I just like, yeah, fuck, and I report and move on. But you cannot do that with people that you know in real life, you know. So that is that. I'm rambling right now. I think at the end of the day, what I can do right now is just like I express that, like, you know, I'm not gonna play it. It's fine. I'm not gonna play it. There are many other fun stuff to do. There are more challenging stuff to do as well. And if I like the competitive elements in things, which I do, I can find something better that I enjoy. I mean, chess would be one. I don't enjoy chess. Sorry, I try, but it's not my thing. So, but sports could be one. And and when it comes to my own emotions, I'm trying to think. Actually, there's nothing to think. It's just the fact that like I need to understand that people feel how they feel, and they're not me, and there are people who are more sensitive, and there are people who are not, and sometimes I'm the sensitive one, sometimes the other person is, and I need to respect that, and if I say something out of line, just own it, own it, and be careful, be more mindful about what comes out of your mouth. The mouth just run, and then you don't think, and then you could destroy a lot of things. It was way worse in the past. I have done and said a lot of horrible things in my younger years to my partner, and I think those are all the lessons that I had to learn, and I learned about it, but I feel like here and there I don't know. I'm sometimes today, for example, today, this example, I'm frustrated and a little bit tired because I wasn't really thinking. I played this game. I turned into the person who I have always been when I'm playing this game when I was younger. I run my mouth and say the things that whatever it is, that how it is, that when I consume or watch stream or whatever it is. I wasn't thinking it like too seriously. Sometimes I feel like it's also even detaching from how I present myself in real life, then, or in a, I don't know, work scenario, or with people, with friends or whatever, than on a video game. I don't know, man. I'm still sick and I'm a bit tired, and I calmed down a bit more. The problem is always the same. It's like I probably can get over things very fast when it's come to my own emotions. But when I hurt other people's feelings, it's not the other people are not obligated to forgive you. Other people are not obligated to be understanding of whatever excuses or reasoning that you have. And I accept that. And I accept it many times. And I make these mistakes also again many times, but it's just like less and less frequent. And in the long run, I think there's not much to think. I remember my therapist told me, like, cognitively, I can understand things quite well, but I'm detached from my actual emotions sometimes, that like I don't know if I am acting out, if I am emotional myself, and then I be in a certain way. Anyhow, if you watch till here and if you have the wisdom to share, please let me know. I know it will be better that I stop playing this. I think regardless of what actually happened in the end, it's not the end of the world, and I can learn from this experience regardless of what happened. And I think that it's just a sign to know that like I just don't play this game. And when if it ever happens to any aspects in life, sometimes it still does. I think, I mean, that could be another video. It's about like I am not sensitive enough about how people feel, and then I have problem dealing with my annoyance. Like if I feel annoyed about certain things, and then I am unable to sympathize. The problem is like if I'm unable to sympathize, that is where the problems come from. And I feel like it's almost like I am. It's like I'm almost never seek or expect sympathy from other people, regardless of like the closeness or whatever. Then it's like the feeling that I can't give something that I haven't received, and I know it's not an excuse, because this relationship, for example, has taught me a lot, and I received a lot of things that like I've never had, and I'm thankful for that, and I definitely want to give it back. Sometimes just struggle to do so. And why is it struggling? Is it because of your own ego, or my own ego, or is it because of the uncomfortable feelings of being vulnerable or weak? Anyhow, this is something that I need to look further into. Yeah, that's it.